Today, I wanted to share with you a video from another YouTuber by the name of the Amazing Lucas. Be sure to check out his channel. We'll post a link to him and his video down below in the description of this one. The video of his I wanted to talk about today was one where he was responding to, get this, people blaming black people for what's going on in Gaza, because somehow it is always black people's fault. So I'll be playing a few clips from his video here and there and giving my thoughts on them. So let's just jump right into it.
This woman named Michelle Rosenberg, and she puts out this tweet. She sends, hidden her profile, and it's private. But she puts out this tweet talking about, hey, the Jewish people were with you in creating the NAACP. We were with you during the BLM marches. Okay, we won't forget the silence of the black community. And I'm just like, I kid you not. I feel like John Travolta from Pulp Fiction, just like, what are you talking about? The black community?
It's just guilt tactics, guilt and shame. And when she says Jews marched with BLM, I sure hope she doesn't mean supporting the Black Lives Matter organization. Because those people neither support nor represent Black America. They are just a bunch of grifters scamming people, trying to coast off tragedies to make bank, like a bunch of ambulance chasers. They bought huge houses for themselves and the like, and a whole bunch of other crap, instead of doing anything beneficial for the black community. If that's the BLM she's referring to, then where does she get off with this? How can she expect to get black people to want to side with her when she's bringing up a group that exploited them and their suffering? And that's even ignoring her immediate hostile approach to this matter. Who is going to want to side with you when you come at them with an attitude like this and make these false assumptions about them? It's not too different than what we often see with Republicans when they shame black people for voting Democrat. They immediately shame and belittle you and act surprised when you don't want to listen to them. But Lucas brings up another tweet from Rosenberg.
But then she gets even crazier. She goes on to say that, hey, their silence is support of Hamas. What? How do we get pulled into something that has literally nothing to do with us? It has nothing to do with us. Absolutely nothing. Okay? Nothing to do with black people. Now all of a sudden we support Hamas based off of what? Like, what? I just find it interesting how the reticle always goes back to ding, 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 ding. And it's just, it gets to a point where it's just frustrating.
Oh, come on, Lucas. Haven't you ever heard that silence is violence? You know as well as I do that if every black American got together, all logged onto Twitter and posted about their support of Israel, then Hamas would lay down their weapons and return every hostage. You have the power to do this, but why don't you do anything? But not seriously, it wouldn't change anything. It wouldn't make the Israel-Palestine conflict get any closer to a resolution. It wouldn't stop all the atrocities going on over there from each side. It wouldn't make Hamas return all the hostages that they've taken. At best, it'd just be an empty, meaningless gesture, because the people over there couldn't care less what black people in America think. Heck, people here hardly care what black people think. You hardly have any power in this country, much less globally. It's not too different from saying something like, well, why aren't all dairy farmers speaking out against Hamas? Like, what the heck would you expect them to do? But she's not the only crazy person that the Amazing Lucas brings up. We also have former comedian Michael Rapport.
You have this comedian or ex-comedian or what, I don't know what he's doing now, but Michael Rapport, who's talking about, hey, if there were 10 African Americans who were kidnapped at Gaza, people would not be talking about ceasefire.
If it was just 10 African American people, they would be demanding, everybody would be demanding, get them back, get them back, get them back. The word ceasefire wouldn't be in the vernacular.
And once again, why are you using us? Why are you using black people in this ordeal? We have nothing to do with this. We ain't in Gaza, bruh. We didn't do anything with Hamas. We didn't attack Israel. What are you talking about?
Look, The reason they keep trying to bring you into this is so that they can cancel you no matter what you do. If a black person supports Israel, then the left will come after them. If they support Palestine, then the right will do it. And if you don't say anything at all, then they'll poke and prod at you until you do. It's just a lose-lose situation. They're just wanting you to divide yourselves up and then target you. It's just divide and conquer bullshit. Because these people never want you to succeed or organize or anything like that. That's why they're trying to drag you into a conflict you have nothing to do with. To use you like tools against their enemies, suck every bit of use they can out of you, and then discard and destroy you when they're done. It's the same exploitative bullshit that they did with slavery and whatnot. And so many of them are trying to use shame to do it. Just like Biden last election cycle when he was all like, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. It's absolutely disgusting. I mean, he's right when he says this. Why don't they use someone else for this example? I mean, it'd be just as moronic. But really, it's just because y'all are easy to use tools for these people, as I was saying. It's why the black community struggles to have leaders with any meaningful sway in this country. Because too many of them either sell out to the Democrats or the Republicans, or they spend their time infighting. And when a people don't have a leader and are riddled with internal conflicts, then they're easy to toy with. There's not much more to it than that. The black community is just very disorganized from what I've seen. So they keep trying to keep you in that state so that they can use you. It is wicked. It is just another attempt to vilify you. But as for why they keep doing things like this, well, really it's pretty simple. The thing is that there's just this fixation that a lot of these fragile white people have to always bring up black people, regardless of the context or how much sense it does or doesn't make. And that's because a lot of them are not intellectually or emotionally mature enough to deal with the world around them. There's just a lot of crap going on that they can't handle. Like maybe their own lives and relationships aren't that great, or it's just too overwhelming to find out that much of what they were taught growing up was just a bunch of lies. Or they can't handle that they aren't as exceptional as they once thought they were. Or they just can't deal with the guilt of it all with like slavery, Jim Crow, and whatnot. So the only way they can try and cope is to put themselves above somebody else. And in America, as well as plenty of other places in the world, that's historically been black people. They are afraid of black people. They can't stand them. They have a sense of inferiority mixed with things like guilt or shame, and they need to tell themselves lies and then hurt and misrepresent you in order to keep those lies perpetuated. It is just too much for their brains to handle, I guess. Like their brains will literally explode if they had to face the truth without running away from it. It's just evil and pathetic. But if you are able to make it through this video without your brain bursting, then please comment down below with your thoughts. I'm very curious. Just take care of yourselves. Until next time.